Alright everyone, welcome back to CUBECAR. It's been a hot minute since we started, but now we're back. And we are returning to you here at the illustrious Dover International Raceway, or Dover International Speedway. It's a 1-mile track, 24-degree turn banks, 9 feet banked turns. A little bit of facts about this one before we get started is that this track on the inside section right here is a horse racing track, which also explains the casino that is outside of the track right around here. So if you're done watching the race, you can go on and do a little gambling afterwards, which is pretty sweet. Pretty frickin' sweet if you ask me, Lois. Yeah, I agree. I like the Mario Kart Super Circuit music is pretty based. Another fact about this track is that it is all concrete. That is one of 2 tracks in this league that is all concrete. And this track is actually the only one to have a mascot, and it is Miles the Monster, which is why the track's other name is the Monster Mile. But now that we're done with the facts for this track, we're going to move on with our starting lineup for today's event here at Dover. Starting on pole position is the 2 of Omori Cube, followed by Squid Games in the 01, looking for a comeback after Talladega's crash. Starting in row number 2 is... I didn't even realize my phone volume was on. If you heard some echoing, that's probably what it was. But No Maidens in 31 and Hee Hee Ha on the 5 are row number 2. Then row 3 is Gun and Meloetta. Row 4, Dumb Cat and Raccoon. Row 5, Trolling and Shadow. Row 6, BV and Racelin. Row 7, Donkey Kong and Among Us. Row 8, Cole and Hubris. Row 9, Squidward and Doge Cube. Row 10, The Racer and Goots. Row 11, Fear and Bob the Builder. Row 12, Omori Jr. and Jinx. Row 13, Bloodclot and Packmobile. Row 14, Eggdog and Sands Club. Row 15, Daisy and McQueen. Row 16, Melee Fox and Chow. Row 17, Sheepmobile and Miku. Row 18, Dragalia Lost and Pecorine. Row 19, So Retro Imposter. Row 20, Sanic and Cubendorf. And rounding out the field for this week is Igus in the 19. 200 laps on this mile-long short track.
Start your engines!
So it's pretty similar to, pretty similar in configuration to Bristol, but this time not on dirt, and it is a half a mile longer. So don't expect anything too crazy. There it is, the Monster Mile. Known for some crazy crashes. You can see that wall right there coming off of the banking is not a very friendly looking wall, especially at that angle. So if someone gets turned down in turn 2 and hits that wall, they're probably going to go flying, especially with this mod in question. Sorry, I'm eating watermelon right now, which is why I'm clearing my throat, because some of it's like out the back of my throat. It's weird. But it's all good now as the pace car begins to roll off. Also, this is one of the hardest pit roads to get to, because you have to slow down all the way in turn 3, and in that short amount of time, you also got to make it down to the banking and dig it down to pit road. But it looks like it won't be an issue for these cubes today, as we're about to go green here at Dover, and here we go. We're racing at Dover for race 11 of the CUBECAR Cup Series. Cube gets a pretty good start, but No Maidens in the 31 is going to make a pretty bold move to the inside. But the 2 is going to get away quickly, as I'm going to quickly tab over to my ticker. Meanwhile, out back, you got some 3-wide action between the 5 of Hee Hee Ha, then Raccoon and Donkey Kong. They're very close to the back straightaway there. There'll be a lot more packed together, you could say, on the straightaways, but they'll be more spread out in the corners, which should make for some interesting racing. Yeah, the top line definitely not being the way these drivers want to go. As you can see, 3 wide is definitely not the way you want to race, especially here, where the tires fall off very quickly. But right now, Omori Cube just staying to a pretty consistent lead. as of right now. But look at Shadow the Hedgehog going ahead and making up some spots early on. We've got some other cubes like Cole and Hubris getting some spots. Hubris actually pretty good at these short tracks, so expect them to be a very powerful. Oh my god, I think Millouette almost bounced. Oh, someone did bounce off the wall back there. I think that might have been Jinx in the 42. Someone hit the wall there for a second, but there's the 19 who's already made their way up quite a few contenders so far, having a pretty rough season. Has had some good finishes, but has also had multiple DNFs, especially in the past few races at Talladega, I believe at Bristol as well. Actually, no, they didn't DNF at Bristol, but they got very close to. Right now, a lot of positions being swapped around, a lot of people gaining, losing some spots, but right now the lead just continuing to stay the same, but now Gunn back in second after losing it for a brief moment there. Dumb Cat will stay in third, then No Maidens in fourth, Trolling fifth, then Squid Game sixth, BB seventh, eighth is Millouette, and here's a battle for ninth between Hubris and Shadow the Hedgehog, who were also battling each other at Milwaukee, but Shadow goes up the track, loses some spots. And now he's under fire from Cole, but now Raccoon's gonna take that top 10 spot away from Shadow. As you can see, they're already starting to thin out a little bit, except back here, where they're still trying to figure out where they want to go. BV trying to get that draft on the back of Squid Games right here. And staying on that inside line, that darker groove seems to have more grip than anything else. So if you get forced up into that lane that doesn't have any grip, you're going to have a really bad time. Especially at a track like this where passing is very important. But it looks like Gunn is closing the lead, or the gap to the lead on the two of Omori Cube. Yeah, Gunn got a really good run, but washes up the track a little bit. Is going to lose some speed here. But that was a fantastic run from the 47, who is doing pretty well in points this year. I believe if they do well in this race, they might be the new points leader. But right now it would be the 07 of Hubris, who has a not a sizable lead over Gunn right now. But our points battle right now for the regular season championship is definitely shaping up to be very interesting. But when the playoffs kick in, that's when stuff's going to get crazy. We're going to get a little bit of a four-way battle here. Actually, a five-way battle for fourth between these five goobers right here. There's Hubris, who's distanced himself a little bit from Raccoon in 10th. Shadow still hanging on to 11th. There's Cole in 12th. Donkey Kong 13th. Racial in 14th. Then Hee Haw is falling back to 15th after being washed up way on the outside line. Then we got some battles right here between Pac-Mobile and Squidward. Then Sheepmobile and the Racer. Wow, Jinx! Very quickly changing lanes there to try and figure out where they want to go. And they're going to say, hey, I'm going to the bottom, but here comes Sanic on the bottom to try and push them up the track. Almost into the Racer, but thankfully the 42 actually was clear. And it's going to come dive down to the bottom and get ahead of the 06. And it's going to get a push from Sanic now to try and get out ahead of the 16. And wow, the Racer got really close to Squidward there, but thankfully both of them are going to get away okay. There's Daisy in the 44 getting some help from Goot to try and get past some of our leaders. There's Igos, who's continued to pick up even more spots. They get a little squirrely out here coming out of turn 4. They seem to wiggle a lot through there, which is definitely something to watch, especially as they come in and out of pit road. Trolling and Squid Game still running side by side here as Millouette trying to push Squid Game's back out front, but Squid Game is going to wash up the track, and now here comes Millouette on the inside. No, Squid Games will be clear here, and we'll take that 5th position, I believe, so that's the first time they're back in the top 5 after losing some spots. Then you got a battle back here for the 7th position between BV, Trolling, and Hubris. Hubris gets shot up to the outside lane. They're going to lose some speed for sure. And now Pecorine has fallen all the way back to the back of the field. Omori, Cube, then Gun, Dumb Cat. There's no Maidens. Squid Game still holding off the lead position for Meloetta, but Meloetta's eagerly chasing down, trying to get back in the top 5. I'd say that 70 of Meloetta, it doesn't say 70 on the top, but it is 70 in the game, has been having a very fantastic debut season, especially after starting so late compared to the rest of the field. With cubes like Miku ended up winning the race at Bristol in her 3rd start, I believe. So you can tell that these newcomers really want to get some speed here, especially since they need to show that they can make... sorry, had to burp right there, but since they want to make it to the playoffs, they want to win to make it to the playoffs. Here's Shadow now running 11th, kind of distancing himself from the top 10, which is now between Raccoon and Beavy, who's fallen to the outside lane and is going to lose that 9th place spot, but still under attack by Raccoon, but Beavy may lose the position here since they're on the outside, and they're going to lose it right here as Shadow is now eagerly awaiting to get back up there. The mid-pack seems to have split off a little bit. They're all running pretty much single file except for here at the back. We have Jagalios and Miku battling back here for 33rd. Then for 35th, it's Eggdog and Sands Club. And where is last week's winner? There's Doge Cube right there, who won at Talladega last week. Running 30th right now, not doing the best, but who knows how they'll do later in this race. Donkey Kong and looks like Hee on the 5 making some moves. Battling each other. Right now it's just been the Omori Cube show all race. Qualified up front, and they want to stay up front, but a challenge for the lead is definitely coming very soon if Gun will just stop washing up the track, because they do not want that to happen. But now Gun has a really good run out of turn 2 and is now going to try and maybe take a look. No, but they're still going to be on that inside lane looking for the lead. Alright, now getting that draft. The draft is not as effective on these short tracks because there's not a lot of straightaways to actually use it. Ooh, Gun washes up a little bit in turns 1 and 2. That seems to be Gun's weakest spot in turn 1 and 2, so the turns 3 and 4 is where they really get to shine. Like right here, they go way to the bottom, even lower than the 2 gets, but they're going to wash up a little bit in turn 4. And so they're going to remain the same for these leaders. Meanwhile, Dumb Cat all the way in 3rd, and Clean Air just looking to have a good finish, especially since they're actually doing pretty decent in points right now. After almost winning Talladega, was actually in the hunt to win at Talladega, and so was Meloetta, and I believe No Maidens was as well. Battling the top 10, or at least the outer section of the top 10, still looking pretty alive, as I could say. Alive as a very loose statement, but Raccoon actually making a move on Hubris for the 7th position. Is it for 7th? Yes, it is. No, it's for 8th. They're side by side on the back straightaway. Raccoon gets a little bit slower, but Hubert's actually going to make that outside line work. One of the few cubes actually managed to make it work, but Raccoon is now cleared by the 07 and will now fall back to 9th. And now Beevy's going to get a good run. Here comes Shadow to try and break into the top 10. Still a bit of a line right here between some of our leaders, but now the gap between the 2 and the 47 has increased a little bit. But once these once these lap cubes start getting into effect, we might have some competition. Dragalia Lost forces So Retro way up the track, and now So Retro under fire from the 72 of Miku, who was very close behind, with Eggdog trying to push that 72 on the inside line. With So Retro's got no help. It's going to lose maybe 1, 2, or 3 spots. Wow. We got a message on the chat thing. Who is it? It's the 3 of Shadow the Hedgehog. Just as I said, he was doing good. Commentator's curse. Once again, it's going to come up the track, but it doesn't look like he's smoking, so he might be okay. But on a track like this, if you have a mechanical failure, then you're going to have a rough time getting back up to the top spots. So another tough break for Shadow, who has had yet another mechanical failure. Those engines over at Gun Corp must not be very good. Just like JGR engines in the early 2010s. They didn't work very well. Let's see if he stays in the race. Yep, he's going to try and fix that damage, but he's going to be put a couple laps down for sure. Maybe even 3, considering how long he might stay on track. That's our first mech fail of the race. Well, he's still on pit road, so we'll never know if he'll actually manage to get back out off of pit road, but... Let's see if he actually did make it off. Yes, he did. 39 seconds, and he's probably going to be 3 laps down at this rate. Unless he's already out, which means he probably won't be 3 laps down. Oh, Sands Club just hit the wall right there coming out of turn 4. Yeah, that might be an issue for some of our cubes that make it too hot. Actually, now Shadow's coming off of pit road. He's going to blend in with the back of the pack, but he will be on fresher tires, so that will probably help him. But the 2 of Omori Cube is coming, and we'll try to lap him. But what a tough break. Another tough break for that 3 team, who's just had a pretty good and pretty bad start to their season ever since that trouble from the lead at Milwaukee, who actually just had the truck race IRL recently. It was pretty alright. Well, it's nice seeing that track back in action once again. But now Omori Cube is getting a bit more of a lead. Now these 2 seem to be the only competitive 2 up front, but like I said, once these lap cubes start getting into effect, we might start seeing some crazy battles going on with the field. But now Dumb Cat is actually losing some ground to Melawada, who's moved up to 4th. That 70 is killing it this race so far. Doing fantastic. Started behind the top 10, I believe, and has now cracked their way up to the top 5, trying to run down for 3rd as they slide up in turns 1 and 2. Hubris now up to 5th. Trolling is now actually fallen back to the last spot in the top 10. There's Hihiha, who's moved back to 11th, and Cole's still in 12th. Packmobile's actually moved to 14th. Jinx actually still doing pretty decent. Daisy has moved up quite a bit. The Racers actually lost quite a few spots, which is unfortunate. Lightning McQueen under fire from the 25 Dragalia lost. And we'll swiftly get around the 95 this time, potentially. Yep, forces them up the track, and both of them are going to get around. Actually, 910 I guess slowing down quite a bit after their electrifying start, but I guess that happens whenever you get caught up in a bunch of traffic, as Miku and Chow now battling each other for the 33rd position. Tough break for that 19 team, who had a good start to the season, but it has all just gone downhill for them. But now the leader has caught up to the lap traffic, so let's see how many they'll be able to pass before we get to our first round of pit stops, which should be around lap 90, which would be my best bet. Another piece of watermelon has been consumed. Let's go. Right now, our leader is having a lot of trouble getting around the 08 to So Retro, and that's going to allow Gun to get right on the back bumper of the 2. Essentially pass them for the lead, but Cubendorf slides at the track, and now So Retro is going to get out of the way, but Gun is going to try and push the 08. That's probably not going to help that much, as Omori Sr. right here is going to stay on the outside line, but now they're side by side for the lead as Gun's trying to get around the 08 as the 08's slowing him down. Are they going to try and go 3 wide? Look at Gunn making it way on the bottom, right on the back of the... Oh, wait, makes a little contact. What a move. And Gunn is going to try and take the lead away, and he will. And for the first time tonight, we've got a lead change. After a very bold move by the 47, puts him back out front, but that too is not going to give him that lead very easily, as he's still right on the back bumper, but he's still in that outside line. So he's going to have to put a lot of effort to try and get back out front. But Gunn is now back out front, getting those 5 bonus points for leading a lap in this race. Very necessary if you want to keep a very good points position. Meloetta actually now has moved up to 3rd. She's actually passed Dumb Cat. Hubris is now catching up to Dumb Cat as well as Squid Games, who has made a bit of a gap ahead of these 4. Although not a lot of action through the mid-pack. Actually, now as I say that, Sheepmobile and Goots battling for position back here for 22nd. Gunn now trying to lap Kubendorf, but that may also lead the 2 to get back up to the lead, but Kubendorf is going to potentially give it away right here. Gunn gets around Kubendorf easily, now catching up to... Oh, wow! What a save from the 34 of Imposter. After the 19 doored them, sent them down the back straightaway, but what a save, keeping it out of the wall there. That was impressive. But now they're going to try... Now they've lost a lot of momentum to the leader. As you could see when the camera was panning out there, you could see the 19 getting into the side of the 34, forcing him down the track. But he managed to keep it off the wall. And you know what? That actually happened in real life at this track too. Between Denny Hamlin and AJ Allmendinger in 20... Or no, it was Eric Amarola in 2012. The exact same thing happened on the sort of almost the same part of the track. It was coming out of the back straightaway, but it was still an impressive save from the 34 of Imposter. But now it's actually gaining ground back to the 19 here with the help from our leaders, giving him that aerodynamic push. He's actually going to try and go to the outside here. Maybe a little bit of revenge here if the 34 catches up. Well, looks like he's not going to get much help here as Gunn gets around very easily. But will the 2 actually help him get revenge? No. Omori Sr. will force him up the track, and he's going to lose a spot to E2, and now potentially lose one to the 70 as Dumb Cat now gets around Kubendorf. And so Hubris now gets around Star Retro as well. So most of our leaders are now starting to get to the lap cubes, but it'll only be a matter of time before things get a little crazy once again. But if you want crazy, we got crazy, because this track is definitely very crazy in terms of battles and just who's where and what places and what you need to do in those situations. Both of our leaders right now getting around the 19 very easily, now catching up to the 21. The Sands Club. Meloetta is actually now catching up to our leaders now that they've been battling this lap traffic, and so is Dumb Cat. So technically, the top 5 has all been corralled together under this green flag run, or this opening green flag run. But the lap times and the speeds are starting to wear down quite a bit. Tires wear down very quickly on this track, so we might see 2 or even maybe 3 pit stops if things can start to get kind of crazy. Although I don't think 3 will be entirely in the possibility. Gunn and Omori Cube still battling for the lead, but still trying to get around these lap cubes at the same time. Let's look at our leaderboard right here. Our top 10 still remains the same for now. Both of them get around. Oh, actually, Melowetta's caught up to our leaders now. We could potentially have a three-way battle for the lead if the 70 manages to catch up more positions. Melowetta's going to get a better run on the inside lane, but Peckering in the 18 is there, just holding him off, making even more of a nuisance for our leaders as now they both dive to the outside. Here comes Omori Sr. for the lead, and Melowetta's right on the bottom as well in the 70, trying to get around Gunn on the outside lane. We could potentially have another new leader as the 2 continues to block. Oh, but is Gunn going to have a better run because the lap car's on the inside lane? No, Gunn's going to lose that spot. Lose second. And now we have another potential battle for the lead as the 70 trying to get around the 2 of Omori Sr. Those 5 bonus points for the 70 are very crucial because if they win today and they are in the top 30, they will be eligible for the chase. So, oh wow, they just lost a lot of momentum getting stuck behind the 18 there. That was a very weird move. But now they got to get back around the 18, who is much slower than our leaders right now. They've got a bit of a break before they have to catch up to our next lap cubes. I have no idea when they're going to come on pit road, though. Dumbcat and Hubris trying to work together to try and get past these slower cubes. Gunn now back up to second, trying to chase down Omori Sr. for the lead once again. And they successfully get around our Bristol Dirt winner, Miku, who really needs some good finishes, like really needs some good finishes. Maybe even more wins to lock themselves into the chase completely, because I believe they're still below the top 30 in points because they've had a pretty okay season so far besides that win at Bristol and that late start. But they really need some good positions in order to be eligible for the championship. Right now it's back between these two as Melowetta gets around Miku. No one else really in the lead trying to battle for these positions. There's Dumbcat and Hubris. Still working together. Ooh, wow, Hubris tried to send it to turn 3, but will be cut off by the 63 of Dumbcat. Squid Games, Raccoon, and Beavy, though, were also working together to get around Cubendorf. Are they going to go 3 wide? Yes, they are. Raccoon, Squid Games, and Beavy, of course, Cubendorf way up the track, and they're all going to get around him in just 2 corners. That's pretty impressive, but now Bob the Builder is actually no Maidens has fallen out of the top 10, and now the 5 Hee Hee Haw is the last cube in position. Remember, that 5 actually won at another short track this season. That was at Milwaukee, so if they win here today, then that wouldn't be much of a surprise, honestly. The lead continuing to shrink. Oh, and just like that. Sorry, I'm still eating watermelon. The bad season for the 19 continues. Ooh, they're going to stop on track. That might cause a caution. Actually, they're going to stop on the apron, so it's not going to be too bad, but another potential DNF for the 19 team. Starting a very abysmal start to the season. Well, very good at first, but now a very abysmal season. Another DNF, I'm pretty sure that's like the 6th in the past 9 races, which is, or 5th or 6th DNF in the past 9 races, which is pretty nuts. That's nuts, says Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, I don't think they're making it out of that one. That is a 0.8 or 0.9. Yeah, that cube is cooked. Yeah, that was an engine failure. Absolutely cooked. But I think they hit the wall trying to come down pit road, which is really weird. So if they hit the wall coming down, then they're probably going to retire from accident damage. And if that's the case, that'll be your last car winner for this race, because if she retires, that'll overtake Shadow the Hedgehog in terms of being laps down for sure, because they will not be able to return to the track after retiring. So that'll probably actually be listed as accident damage, but it's an engine failure that caused them to have that issue. So, who knows? But now our leaders have gotten some clean air right now until catching up to the next lap cube. These two goobers still working together to try and catch up to the leaders. Actually, a Mario Cube season hasn't been that good either. It's had some pretty abysmal runs in the last few races, including being involved in the big one at Talladega, being one of the few to actually have the ARCA brakes and run into a bunch of the cubes on the front straightaway. But right now, a win would potentially, yeah, accident damage now listed as the DNF for that 19. There's your last car winner. But the 2 was involved in that wreck. But I believe if they win, they'll still be able to be... Actually, I think they're last place in general of all the cubes that have run every race this season, because Sheepmobile has had some good runs recently, so they have, since they got second at Talladega last week, they have gone much higher up in points, and that would allow Omori Sr. to be last in points of the full-timers so far. I believe the current cube that is last in points is Shadow the Hedgehog, and they'll continue to be this way for the rest of, for this race, for sure, because they're currently running 40th, 3 laps down. I believe that was the second last place finish this year for August, so that'll definitely give her the last car lead, which doesn't reward anything, but it's still an interesting statistic. Having 2 last place finishes so early in the season is definitely something you do not want to be proud of. But yeah, their lap times are getting way, way slower. I think this track is way worse on tires, actually, than other tracks. So then it was definitely way worse on tires than Milwaukee certainly was, because this track is more banked than Milwaukee, and therefore it is faster, and that means it is worse on the tires overall. As wow, Mori Cube basically shoving Lightning McQueen out of the way there to get him a lap down. Not a way you treat a 3-time Piston Cup champion and a CUBECAR champion. But another kid that's been having a pretty poor season so far is the 95. Yes, that is correct. The very first season I ever ran with a 10-race schedule was won. The championship was won by the 95. Our second champion, unfortunately, is not in the roster for this season, but let's just say they had a pretty good season. I think they had a pretty Jimmy Johnson-esque season, like 2008, or no, 2010, because there's some title challengers, but no, enough to be too significant. Right now, we've only had 2 leaders so far this race, and only 1 lead change, actually 2 lead changes, between Omori Cube and Gunn, who both led 59 and 13 laps, respectively. Meloetta had a shot at one point, but choked it away. But let's see if they can actually get back out of run and lead some laps. Maybe under green. Meanwhile, out back, these 2 groupers are still working together to try and get back out front. There's Dumbcat and Hubris. Not really tandem drafting, even though they are still bumper to bumper, but not exactly bumper to bumper. But they have a temporary alliance, let's say, for this race, especially since they both are actually doing pretty well in points right now. They just need to have a clean day, both finish in the top 5, and just keep it safe. Meanwhile, back here, you've got Raccoon, who's moved up to 6th, Beebe, who's moved to 7th, Squid Game's back down to 8th, Trolling in 9th, and no Maidens, no, 5 is still in 10th. Hackmobile's moved up to 12th. Cole and Donkey Kong still battling together. Jinx actually moved up a little bit since we last checked in on him. There's Among Us and Daisy running together, battling for the 24th spot. And the 44 is going to get around pretty easily, but that's going to leave the room for the 16 of the Racer to try and pass the 44 of Daisy here on this green flag run. But we're getting close to the tail end of this green flag run. If they pit around lap 90, then we could have a fuel mileage finish, depending on how well they want to strategize their pit stops. But now 53 continuing to lose some spots here. Actually, another cube that's been doing pretty well in points, but it's had some pretty middling finishes recently, so who knows if they'll actually keep those good spots. Omori Cube actually getting around. Omori Sr. getting around his child, Omori Jr. And Chow Cube as well. There's Egg Dog, our Atlanta winner, who is also doing pretty decent in points right now. Has also had a bit of a slump recently. Ooh, we got an alert. Problems for the 7. That is Goots. Another mechanical failure for the 7. I believe that's the second. Oh, whoa, look out. They crashed right into him. Squidward and Doge Cube. Oh, that's our leader. Oh, no. Omori Jr. goes over on his side. So does Meloetta. Chaos in turn 2 as the 7 loses an engine and the caution is out. What is it with these short tracks and taking out the leader? Oh, jeez. That's not going to be very popular. But let's see what happened. Yeah, they lost an engine on the front straightaway. Sheepmobile barely gets by. So does the 11 of Blood Clot. There goes Shadow. Daisy makes some damage. So does the 16. And Squidward just rams right into the back of him. Oh, and nowhere to go for Egg Dog. Nowhere to go for Omori Sr. Meloetta gets some damage. And Omori Jr. lands back on its wheels, but goes flipping. What a weird crash here at Dover, and that's the kind of road blocking stuff you can expect on a track like this. That's where they call it the Monster Mile, as Miles the Monster will claim some victims here at Dover. Yep, and Lightning McQueen actually retired from that, so yeah, he must have taken some big hits that I must have not noticed. Oh, Gunn is actually pitting for damage repair. So is, what happened to Gunn? Oh, wait, well, Gunn was the one that lost the engine, but who was that also got damage repair? It was Sands Club. So Sands Club must have gotten some as well. Yeah, well, no, yeah, Gunn must have gotten damage as well, because he's pitting for damage repair. So he must have gotten a little bit of damage from that. So let's see right here. Oh, Meloetta was right behind him, so yeah, he must have gotten some damage. So that basically took out the top 3. Yeah, right here. There's Chow and Omori Jr. Oh, yeah, he did get some big damage. Oh, yeah, there's McQueen's hit that he took there. So that's what happened to Gunn. Ooh, yeah, a bunch of them just got taken out from that wreck. But Meloetta's fantastic run in their rookie season is going to come to an end, as they have also retired from the race. Those who have retired from the race so far, Omori Sr., Egg Dog, Squidward, Goots, Doge Cube, Omori Jr., and Lightning McQueen are all out of this race. However, that means more spots for Shadow the Hedgehog, as he'll most likely pass them underneath this yellow. But your new leader is going to be Dumb Cat in the 63, since they all just came down pit road, so they all just had their positions shuffled. And he will lead the lap and get 5 bonus points. Yeah, Gunn definitely did not get through that wreck, so yeah. That, unfortunately, had to happen right in front of the leaders, and that's definitely happened before here at Dover. We've had some, and seeing the O2 go upside down was very reminiscent of how Joey Logano crashed in 2009, where he went flipping in turn 3, although that was a lot more spectacular than what happened with the O2 of Omori Jr. But Dumb Cat will be your leader, followed by Hubris in second, Raccoon in third. We got another alert. 16, that is Sanic, I believe. No, that's the Racer with an engine failure, running 20 seconds and coming down pit road. That thing's smoking big time. I think that cube might be done. Although I've seen a cube come down pit road smoking and fix their damage successfully, so but it looks like that might be terminal for the Racer, who really needs to stay above the top 30 to keep his win at Daytona eligible for the chase. But now all their leaders lining up on the inside, all our lap cubes lining up on the outside, so that might make it hard for our leaders to stay out front. Yep, gearbox failure for the Racer is going to take him out of the race. So that's another spot for So Retro and Kubendorf. But this, I don't actually know if they can make it on fuel to the end, because we never actually got to see them come down pit road under green. Because Goots had that engine failure right before green flag pit stops, or I assume we're about to start. So we don't actually know when they're supposed to pit. So this could still be a fuel mileage finish. But right now, our new leader, Dumb Cat, is going to lead them to the green, technically. I mean, technically it's going to be Daisy on the outside line, but Daisy's about to go a lap down, potentially, unless we have another yellow, which is possible at a track like this. But now Pac-Mobile will be in the top 10 for the first time. Gunn actually fixed his damage and is now in 6th. I don't know how that's going to work out for him, though. It took a pretty nasty hit. But the green flag is back out. All Hubris needs right now to get back in the lead. But here comes Trolling on the bottom of the 33 with a huge run in turn 3. What a dive. With that late braking strategy, now it looks like the 33 is going to lead a lap as Melee Fox hits the wall. They are side by side across the line. And the 33 is going to lead that lap and get 5 bonus points. And now Raccoon's going to follow him in 2nd. Here comes BV to 3rd. Or potentially to 3rd as Raccoon right side by side for the lead, trying to take the lead away from Trolling. And he will. Barely, another 10th of a second, or another 100th of a second to separate our leaders there. Patrolling is going to take that outside lane to his advantage and is going to take the lead back from Raccoon as he forces him back down. It's going to be another drag race to the line. Trolling leads that lap, but now only by 200ths of a second as he's losing, and now he's behind Kubendorf. Raccoon's back out front. Here comes Hubris and BV on the bottom. BV loses some momentum, though. He's going to have to battle with Trolling. And Fear in the 13 having a pretty good run as Dumb Cat goes way up on the outside. Sheepmobile's actually in the top 30 as well, having a pretty good run. So is the 11, who started in the top 20. There's Bob the Builder. There's Regalia Lost, who started way in the back as Sheepmobile and Bob the Builder almost made contact. The Sheepmobile forced to the outside. We got a lot of battles going on up here. Right now, our battle for the lead is between the 45 and the 07. They have battled before. They'll do it again. Both of these cubes have won a race this season. They're looking to be the second to go get a repeat win this season. But right now, our biggest attention is right here in this massive pack of leaders. Yeah, Gunn has fallen. Gunn and Meloetta both have fallen off quite significantly since the start of this one because they both have the damage from the wreck as, wow, Dumb Cat got really close to getting turned off the nose of the 46. Oh, and he does it again. Here comes Cole on the inside trying to get in the top 10. Or trying to get closer to the top 10. His top 10 is basically broken away. Oh, Donkey Kong saves it. Another save up of the inside line as the 80 forces him to the bottom. What a save from the 98. Oh wow, this 2009 version of the track is way more exciting than I thought it would be because we're seeing some crazy stuff out here. They're starting to thin out a little bit up here, so we might not see a lot of action right now, but our leader is still currently the 45 of Raccoon, who is right now battling this lap traffic alongside our leaders. Raccoon getting a bit of an advantage here. Here comes Trolling on the outside. BB right on the back bumper. The 53, who's a lap down, makes a little contact with the 53 of Among Us. Oh, wow. That 53 did not like it at all as they forced the 66 back down the track in a little bit of retaliation. Some more contact between those two. Oh, wow. The 5 slid it up in turn 2. Almost got into the 53. Just getting beat up on by all the leaders. Almost like a punching bag. But now Jagalia Lost in the top 10, and so is Pac-Mobile, who has fallen out to the tail end of the top 10, I believe. No, actually it's the 11 of Blood Clot who's the last cube in the top 10 right now. There's Cole in 11th. Then this long string of cubes right here. Battling for position. Here comes Bob the Builder around side Jinx for 12th. And Dumb Cat's fallen all the way back to this group. Started first on that restart and is now falling all the way back. But now, oh wow, this group is going to be real crazy here. Sheetmobile stuck in the middle between those two forces. The 4 up the track. Might get ahead of the 06 here of Sanic, but they're really, really close together. This is some good racing here at the Dover International Speedway. Meanwhile, back up front, Raccoon still holding off the lead from the 07 to the 33, but now they've got three more contenders back here trying to look to take it away. It's a 6-way battle for the lead up front as they try to get past Miku and Melee Fox. Galia Lost gets around Blood Clot for the 9th position. So Retro has slightly better tires, and he actually gets a better run, so he's going to take that spot away, even though he's not battling for position. Here comes the 46th, trying to go for 10th. Dumb Cat and Racelin battling for, I believe, 12th. Racelin gets around Squid Games for that position. Meanwhile, this pack hit right here. Donkey Kong has actually gained quite a few spots since this restart. Well, not really gained, but oh wow, Cole goes way up the track, loses a ton of momentum. Now, still back up front. Now we got a battle for the lead, potentially, as Hubris loses some speed. Is not clear of the 45, though. Never mind. Raccoon will clear the 07, but here comes Beaving, the 66 to 3rd. Fear in 4th, way up on the outside, almost gets into the 66, and now Fear is going to go 3rd. With a 5 right in tow, who has also won a race this season. Looking to win another. No Maidens in 31 also won. He won at Martinsville, another short track. Not surprised to see them in the top 10 pretty much this whole race. But now Hubert's way on the bottom trying to take the lead away. Not going to happen. Raccoon's still holding it out front, but for how long? It's now Miku goes to the bottom, trying to pass the 34 of Imposter, but wow. Now they got to deal with this lap traffic, which may actually end up giving a change of hands for our lead. Dragali Lost actually gone up to 6th. Another short track winner this year has actually won it the Rain to Shorten race at Phoenix. But maybe they can actually put their speed into some good use in this race and actually win without it being rain delayed. I say in air quotations because it didn't actually get rain delayed. You know what happened, but this battle for lead is becoming even more exciting as more leaders show up and try and take that lead away from Raccoon. Who's just on a flyer right now in that 45, trying to win another. Galia Lost in 4th right now, trying to take away that spot. Well, not really a spot for trying to put Miku back. Oh wow, Miku puts an aggressive block way on the bottom, and now 25 is going to try and take the outside lane. No, never mind. They're going to slot in right behind the 72. Potential battle for the lead here as Hee Ha has gone to 2nd, now trying to battle with a 45 for the lead. Can he do it? Can he go 2 for 2 at their short track wins? four-way battle for the lead here between Raccoon, Hee 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 Ha, the 07 of Hubris, and Dragalia Lost. All winners this season, looking to make it 2. 25 pushes Hubris way up the track and now goes for 3rd. Let's see if they do that again. Here comes the 5 on the bottom. Not going to be enough. He takes a look, but he's not going to get enough speed. There are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 past winners this season in the top 10. Raccoon's still holding off the 5. How long will he be able to hold him off as Dragalia Lost now to 3rd? Oh, has a good run on the front straightaway. Looking to try and get past the 5. Technically their teammate, but not really. Hubris now gets forced way down the bottom under fire from the 66 of BV. Oh, and a big run from Miku. Who's had done some pretty good job holding off some of our leaders. And now we got a battle for the lead as the 5 again takes another look, but to no avail, as Raccoon will get away. Dragalia Lost now takes way up on the outside. Is that going to work out for that team? Yes, it will. Dragalia Lost looking for 2nd. If Raccoon takes the bottom, this might be their chance to try and take it away, but no, they lose a lot of momentum in turns 1 and 2. Now battling with a 34 of Imposter. Raccoon and Hee Hee Ha now just doing the best they can to try and battle each other before anything crazy happens. But here comes the battle for the lead. The 5 right on the side of Raccoon, and will take it away in turns 1 and 2, but Dragalia Lost is trying to take away 2nd. Ooh, 2 lap cubes back there. Oh, battle for the lead. No, it's not a battle for the lead, as the 5 is still up front. Battle for 2nd, actually. Dragalia Lost gets around Raccoon very easily for that 2nd position. Now trying to go for the lead. Hubris gets around 2 of our lap cubes, but is having some trouble getting around 34 of Imposter. Followed by BV, Interfere, then Trolling, and Sanic. Oh, I think Sandskull bounced off the wall a little bit there. Could have caused some major issues for our leaders. But didn't, thankfully. But we got another alert. Problems with the 44. That is Daisy once again with another mechanical failure. This time pulls it on pit road and will attempt to fix it. That's a 0.8 though, so I don't even know if they're actually going to stay in the race from that. No, they will try and fix it. But another tough break for Daisy. Such has had a very off and on season. Mainly off, not a lot of on, but definitely a lot of off, for sure. But she will join Shadow the Hedgehog as another cube that will be multiple laps down. Oh, problems for the 4. That's Cubendorf. Tire down the 4. He's going to slowly make his way around the track. Actually, is he going to stop? Oh, he's actually going to stop. Ooh, that might be a problem. That might bring out the yellow. If you stop on the apron like that, we are still green. Yep, he will make it back on track. Daisy's off of pit road now. Let's get back to our leaders. And Dragalia Lost has taken the lead while we were away. Getting some 5 bonus points for leading those laps. And another win would be very good for that team, as they are eligible for the prize at the end of the season for winning the championship. Way up the track, though. Here comes the 5 to the inside, though. Oh, man, cuts it a bit too early, and he's going to lose some positions, but the 25 is in the middle lane. Not the most optimal way to go, as the 5 is going to try and come back to take that lead away. Is Kubendorf still on pit road? Yeah, he is. He might actually go last of the cubes that are running right now. Oh, no, he just came off of pit road, so... Well, there you go. Or he's not coming off of pit road. But now our leaders are catching up to the lap cubes once again. Well, now he actually pits to fix his damage. 6 laps down, maybe even 7, if he stays on pit road like that. Peckering, though, trying to hold off the lead lap position. Here comes the 4 off of pit road with fresher tires. So getting away from the leaders might not be too hard for now. As Dragalios still having some trouble getting around the 18 of Peckering. And now is letting the 5 catch back up again. Potentially the 45 of Raccoon, then Hubris, then potentially everyone else if they have enough speed to actually catch up to our leaders right now. Still very close now between our leaders, as Peckering now holding them off a little bit as they're slowing down to try and get around her, but still very close. Could see another battle. Could see another pass for the lead at one point. But we've had quite a lot of leaders this race now that things have spiced up a little bit. Guns led 15 laps. Dumb Cats led 3. I believe that's Trolling that's led 2. Raccoons led 26. Hee Hee Haws led 5, and Dragalios has now led 10. Coming by this time, it'll be 10. Still with a sizable chunk of the race left to go. We still don't know how things will shape out. Or ship out. Yeah, it is shape out. Both of our leaders now getting around the 5 of Hee Hee Ha, and I might need to take a step away relatively soon because I've got some pizza potentially coming for dinner. My dinner blaster. So if I do need to step away, then I'll leave it on the onboard of the 5 and we'll go side by side. Which I haven't had to yet this season, but thankfully, hopefully this time we might actually be able to see that graphic, which is the same from when I ran it in the past, but still relatively new to CUBECAR, at least because I have not used it yet. Now, Dragalia lost. If they manage to lead the rest of this race, which is possible, then they will take away the most laps led 5-point bonus from Omori Sr. There's still 70 laps led in this one. Dragalia lost has led 13. Added up with the current amount, and that easily passes 66. So this 25 has got to be on point for the rest of this race in order to take away that most laps led bonus from the 2. So just a little heads up, if you want to be able to secure that bonus, just lead half the race before you, just lead over half of the race before you crash out. Just a little pro tip. Do not do what the 2 did today. Looks like I got some decent battles in the mid, or in the mid top 10. Or not really, just between Trolling and Bob the Builder. Actually, Jinx just got around and blood clot that corner, and now the 11's gonna fall to 15th. There's Dumb Cat riding around 16th. Packmobile and DK still getting some positions back here. Gun still 19th, even after being involved in that wreck. So still not doing too bad. There's Cole and Meloetta running together. Ooh, we got an alert. Pros for the 3. Ooh, that's a 1 for Shadow the Hedgehog. That is what you call abs. Oh, he's on the slow. Wait, the caution's out. Someone must have had issues. It might be for Shadow, actually. As he's stuck on the apron. Yep, caution's out for the second time. And if they pit now, they will make it to the end on fuel. So Shadow the Hedgehog with 2 mech fails in one race. Let's see. Was it a 1? Yep. Yep. That's how you know. That's how you know it's done. That is a 100% chance of being done. At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But there's no smoke from the 3, which is a little interesting. But let's see what happened to cause that issue. Oh, it just completely shut off. Oh, yeah. Well, no wonder why he was just stopped. It smoked for like half a second, and then he just like shut it off. Like he was like, nuh-uh, I'm done. But I think the reason why the caution came out is that he slid a little bit on the track. Really interesting, though. But now the caution's going to come out for the second time today for Shadow being stuck on the track. Probably going to be done for the day unless he somehow manages to fix that darn thing. Cubendorf actually stayed out. Interesting play by that 4. Oh, actually, because he had that issue, so Cubendorf will stay out. So let's see who comes out first off of pit road. Actually, I can barely tell. This doesn't even go to the end of pit road, but looks like it'll be the 5. Then it'll be Chowcube? No, Chowcube's a lap down. Or it was about to go lap down, but now they are a lap down, so Jigalialos is going to come out. Wait, why are they in 12th? What the heck? Wait a minute. Why does it say they're in 12th? Huh? Oh, they must have had an issue coming on pit road, and that's why they... Oh, it's because they pitted... They had... Their pit box was right before the start-finish line, so a bunch of other cubes managed to pass them before they actually managed to pit, and now they're marked as second. But the 5 wins the race off of pit road, followed by Jigalialos, then Raccoon, then Hubris, then Sanic, actually now in 4th. 5th is... Our 6th is Bob the Builder. 7th is Trolling, 8th is Squid Games, 9th is Fear, and 10th is Sheepmobile in the top 10 once again. BV has fallen quite a bit to the 11th. 12th is Jinx, 13th is Blood Clot, 14th is No Maidens. 15th is Racelin, 16th is Packmobile, then Dumbcat, Cole, Meloetta, Gun, and Donkey Kong are our lead lap cubes currently. But they will be able to make it to the end on fuel. Which is good. Because I don't want fuel mileage finishes because they can sometimes be really bullshit. But hopefully no shenanigans on this upcoming restart. Let me check something real quick. No. I don't even know when we're gonna get pizza over here, but it might be a little bit. So I might not even have to go AFK. Please do not try this at home. Do not put motor oil in your bathtub. That would be a very bad decision. Please do not do that. That is a PSA. And yep, Shadow is out of the race for engine failure. Yep. That thing completely borked. But they will be going green this time by 5 will be your leader with 1 car gap separation between him and Chow, who is a lap down. which is weird because he did not go to the outside lane, but whatever. Or the inside lane, but whatever. That's a big benefit for the 5. They've got Hubris, Sanic, and Bob the Builder, who have not led laps this race, really need to do so to get 5 bonus points. But you saw those battles for the lead after the restart, which were pretty good. Let's see how good of a restart this 5 gets after being out front. Green flag is back out. 5 gets a pretty decent restart. We'll get out ahead of our leaders and we'll immediately go to the bottom. With 60 laps to go. Actually gets a very good restart. And Chow's actually going to get to the bottom. And both him and Chow are going to put a very big advantage over our leaders. As right now, Dragalia lost in second. Is being blocked by all those lap cars. It's going to put the 5 at a very big advantage. As now the 25 is stuck on the outside. Well, this pack is going to get real dicey right here. Hubris might actually go to second here. Oh, wow. This is very, very dicey. I think Squid Games and BB made some contact back there, but they are getting real crazy on the front straightaway. Look at this pack. This is wild. I'm not surprised they haven't wrecked yet, but Hubris falls to third. Second is now... Actually, no, it's still Hubris. And they're still partially 3 wide back there. Oh, Sheepmobile gets forced down to the apron. What was going on down there? They just lost all speed completely. And now had to dive to the apron, but thankfully they kept their composure and are now battling with BB, but that was a weird moment right there. Looks like they got a little greedy. The 5 gets a very good restart, way ahead of everyone else. Peccary and Hubris and Raccoon still battling for second. Back here, fourth between Sheepmobile and Dragalia lost. Sheepmobile looking for another top 5, as if they really need to get back in the game to try and battle for the championship. Way up the track goes the 30 though. Seems that they have more car control in turns 3 and 4 than 1 and 2. That's how we're able to see these great outside runs like right here, where Sheepmobile completely clears BV and it keeps the 5th place spot, even though they fall back to 5th. But now another 3 wide maneuver here for Sanic as Bloodclot almost gets into the 4. And is now battling for 8th right around Squid Games. Actually gained 3 spots off of that lap alone, which is quite impressive. Dragalia lost though, and Sheepmobile still battling for position. Meanwhile, Hubris and Raccoon just trying to find a way to get back up out front as the 5. Just way ahead of everyone else right now, just killing it. Now it's starting to thin out again. Biggest battle right here between our leaders, between the 25, 30, and the 66. And Trolling and Sanic right here, still not clear of each other. Now they are. There's Bob the Builder in 7th. 8th now is Bloodclot, who's gained even more spots, but now Squid Games is now giving them some pressure in the 01. Then Fear back in 12th. Falling back a little bit to that restart. There's Dumbcat in 13th. 14th is Squid Games. 15th is now Cole, actually 16th. 15th is Raceland. And Donkey Kong 17th, 18th, Jinx. Pac-Mobile 19th. And these two who are involved in the wreck still falling back a little bit. Miku and Raccoon now have to work together to get around the lap cubes, but they're much slower than everyone else. But Hee-Haw just putting on a clinic right now, just like he did at the end of Milwaukee when he went on to win. So let's see if that magic can still be replicated here. If they manage to lead the rest of this race, which at this rate is pretty possible, I think they'd be able to take that lead lap bonus away from Omori Sr., which would be pretty cool. Guy lost though, still hanging on in 4th, followed by BV in 5th. Mobile has fallen to 6th, but a good run is really all that team needs right now to be back in the points contention for good. There's Trolling in 8th now. Actually, now it's 7th, and 8th is Bob Builder, 9th is Sanic, then 10th is Fear. Dumb Cat is going to lose. Are they gaining spots? Yeah, they are gaining spots. But now battling with no mains, might actually lose a spot here. Clot in the 11, just trying to get around no maidens here, getting that draft on the front straightaway actually. Running as close together as they can. There's Donkey Kong making some moves. Getting back in the top 15 for the first time this race. As Racelyn moves further back. But the 5 is just continuing to get a massive lead over the rest of the leaders, which is very impressive. Very expensive. Hello, Douglas. I am quite crazy. Hubris has actually made a bit of a gap ahead of Raccoon, is now trying to get around Daisy. And after that, it's smooth sailing to try and get back up at Chow and 5 Hee Hee Ha. Jagalios now trying to get around both Melee Fox and Sir Retro. That's going to be a pretty difficult thing to do. Ooh, that reminds me, I gotta paint some paint schemes for the Raybestos series tomorrow. Hubris desperately trying to get around Daisy, just to try and close as much of the gap as they can, but in that clean air, that 5 is all by himself. He's got a long way till he catches up with Cubador from the 4, who is currently regretting not taking tires in that last stop, as he is much, much slower than everyone else right now. Running 2 miles per hour slower than a majority of the field, which is quite crazy. But then now these two potentially battling for second. We'll move this. And now Raccoon's gonna get around Hubris for a second. Meanwhile, back here, Galliloster getting away pretty quickly. There's BV in the 66. Trolling in 6th. Mobile now at 7th. And there's a little bit of a battle right here between Dumbcat, Pecorine, and Fear. Actually, Pecorine's a lap down, but these two are really the two battling for position. But this bunch right here is starting to thin out. Yeah, no action going on right now, but oh well. What can you expect when a little chunk of the field has been knocked out from accidents, including some of our most competitive, or at least crippled from accidents. So it's just how it be. We're probably due for one more mech fail before the end of this one, that's for sure. don't know why it classifies as an engine gearbox. I don't know who the hell you are. With their emojis. Daisy and Raccoon still trying to battle each other for position, but not much here to do. But now Hubert's trying to get around the 53 of Among Us for... Oh, wow, they almost made contact. I think they did make a little contact there. They're getting real close, getting real dicey. We still don't know if we'll see any epic saves on the back straightaway, but we might. Who knows? This is what happens when you stream on YouTube. You get some weird-ass people watching. Oh, wow. Bit of a battle right here between Sheepmobile and Trolling, trying to get around him for the 6th spot. Ooh, Fear just ran down the bottom right there. 34, that is Imposter with a tire problem. Oh, he stopped on the track. That might be a yellow. No yellow? No yellow. Alright. Cool beans. We got out of that. Oh, no, there is a yellow. What in the... Okay, cool. Well, the ticker didn't tell me it was a yellow until now, but I guess being stopped on the bottom of the apron is definitely something you do not want to do. But, caution's out for the 3rd time today for another cube being stuck on the bottom of the track. But that practically erases the lead from the 5. But now, since we only didn't get that many laps in, we might actually start seeing some strategy. Who's going to come to pit road and who isn't? 5 comes down pit road. 96 does not. Most of our lap cubes are not coming down pit road. Most of our leaders are. Yep, looks like all of our leaders are. So all of our leaders are going to come down pit road. So that's going to... There goes Kubendorf. Only taking tires. Interesting. I wonder if that's going to help them out in the end. Strange, isn't it? But let's see which one of them comes out of pit road first. It'll probably be the 5, but who knows? They might have a bad stop. Pit stalls are pretty big on this track, so I don't think they'll have any issues with contact. 5 gets off first, then Raccoon, then Hubris, then Dragalia Lost, then Beavy. Then Sheepmobile comes out 5th, I believe. No, Sheepmobile comes out 6th, then Bob the Builder 7th, Trolling 8th, Squid Games 9th, and Bloodclot rounds up the top 10 coming off the pit road. Donkey Kong actually gains a few spots. I think the biggest loser of that one had to be No Maidens. Oh, the 5 coming back down pit road gets into the 18. What happened? They just came right back to pit road. What in the world? Another problem for our leaders here under caution. What happened here to the 5? They just, like, committed to pit road once again. Oh, he's taking fuel. Huh? Weird. I think that's weird. He just came back to top off on fuel. Huh? What is his plan? They can make it on fuel, I'm pretty sure. He's just doubly making sure he can make it on fuel. Because he does not want to... He practically already lost the win at this rate, but he does not want to have war flashbacks of what happened at Fontana in Season 2, where he ran out of fuel coming to the finish and gave the win away to Igus. But now Raccoon's going to be back out front once again, and unfortunately I don't think he's going to be able to break the lap leader record, which means it is confirmed that Omori Cube will win the 5-point bonus for leading the most laps in this race. How about that? If Raccoon leads the rest of these laps, he'll get pretty close, but no cigar, unfortunately. Just gonna delete that shit. I don't want any brain rot in my chat. No, that emoji spam. We'll be going back to green this time. Bye. The 5, yet another victim of just some unfortunate circumstance, but they'll be right at the tail end of our leaders. We'll probably get around some of our leaders, but I don't know if he'll be able to make it up to the top 15. He might be able to make it back up to the top 15. I don't know if he's going to make it to the top 10, especially if we have another yellow, which is likely, but who knows. The Raccoon will lead, Hubris second, Jagalos third, BV fourth, Sheepmobile fifth. Got a lot of leaders so far in this race. How many of them we're going to have towards the end? And will we get anyone to lead some laps towards the end of this race? Green flag is out. We're back green at the Monster Mile, and Raccoon and Hubris both get pretty good restarts here. Not as huge an advantage as the five got. Still side by side with the inside lane, who is still a lap down. Seeing a lot of battles right here as they still get... Oh, trouble! The 08 goes around. The 11 is involved. Oh, and they both save it. How in the world did both of them save it? I thought both of them were going around, but so retro right there. Got into the wall with the 11, and that's going to force both of them to take some damage. But that sucks for the 11, but he might be able to keep his spots. Almost caused massive chaos on the front straightaway, just like in 2016. Well, that was very, very close. Well, like I said, that front straightaway can get real crazy on this track, so let's hope it doesn't claim anyone else to the retirement list. But right now, Raccoon and Jagalia lost the two best of the best right now, as Hubris has fallen back quite a bit behind these lap leaders, these lap carbs. Trolling now moves to fourth, Bob the Builder to fifth, BV and Sheepmobile lose a bunch of spots, and here's, oh, so Retro, oh, these two are back at it again. We might see some retaliation, potentially, maybe. I've seen it happen. Oh, right on the outside. Pushes him down the track. That's a little bit of retaliation right there. Showing his displeasure with the 08. Oh, and Fear pushes him up the track as well. Oh yeah, Fear saw that happen right behind him. It was like, I'm not letting that one slide. Here comes the 11 way down the inside with help from Donkey Kong to get past the 08. Well, you get almost wrecked by a lap car. That's certainly something you do not want to see. Right now, these two have made a bit of a breakaway from Hubris, who's still running third, ahead of Bob the Builder, who is 3 lap cars back. As oh wow, Sheepmobile and BV made some contact right there on the front stretch, and now BV's going to take that spot away. But these two still battling at it for the lead. Here comes Daisy trying to shake things up. Pushes Dragalia Lost up the track, and they get a pretty good run. But it looks like Daisy's going to get ahead of the 25. Making things a lot harder. Here comes Hubris around the 96. But no, they will not get clear. 20 laps to go this time by for Raccoon. As Daisy now trying to get around Raccoon as well. Mind you, running 30th. 4 laps down. And technically on worse tires. Actually, no, they did pit last time, so they're not really on worse tires, but still running some pretty good lap times right now with our leaders. Huber's trying once again to try and get past Chow on the 96. And she's gonna have a look, and she gets clear. Oh, but she's not clear yet, as a 96 still on the outside, but Hubris is going to get clear this time. Here comes a 53 trying to pass for position here for 22nd. But right now, all Dragalia Lost needs to do to get back out in the lead and challenge for it once again is to pass Raccoon. Trying to take that lead away. But right now, our top 3 are all past winners. So it's a pretty good chance that we'll have a repeat winner in this race. You've also got 66, not a past winner. 63, no. Yeah, so it's just these top 3 that's past winners. Daisy now trying to get around Raccoon, forces up the top lane. Here comes Dragalia Lost for the lead. Daisy's saying, here you go, friend, I'll give you the lead. This time, here comes Hubris in third, trying to join in on the fun. Like, hey guys, I want to race for the lead too, as Hubris has not led a lap this whole race. Looking for some bonus points towards the end of this one. Oh wow, Daisy actually blocks the bottom. It's gonna hold off the 25 as now the top 3 have all caught up to each other once again. 4th, Bob the Builder, not far behind either. Could lead to a 4-way battle for the lead if these 3 get slowed up by our leaders. Hubris took a look to the outside there. Ooh, not the best option to do, at least in turns 1 and 2. As that seems to be the slicker of the 2 corners. Raccoon way on the bottom. Oh, actually goes to the top. Still going to keep that position. Yeah, turns 3 and 4. Way better. But here comes Raccoon for the lead. Huge run. He's going to force Dragalia Lost off the track. And here comes Hubris to the bottom. A very gutsy move puts him on the middle line. Here comes Hubris trying to lead a lap for the first time in this race. And Hubris will take the lead away. Bob the Builder also potentially in the picture as he gets around Among Us for some clean air. If these 3 keep getting slowed down by these lap cubes, they could certainly have Bob the Builder show up as well. But here comes Dragalia Lost on the inside for 2nd. Way pushing up Raccoon way up at the top lane. But Bob the Builder is coming quick, and here comes Squid Games, potentially also a factor into this one. But Imposter still holding off Hubris as the bottom 2 start to lose a little bit of ground. But if the leader keeps getting slowed up, that could lead to the 25 and the 45 catching up once again. Bob the Builder gaining some momentum. Squid Games now trying to get around the 53. And he will. Here comes Trolling in 6th. Looking for another good run. Ah, you've popped into whatever this is for the first time, Vault See the Sim Racer. Yeah, this is, I see you've seen that this is part of the NR 2003, oh, we got a message in the chat box. That is, oh, it's Squid Games. He's got an oil leak, 0.1% failure, but he might actually come down pit road. Hubris now continues to lead, gets around Imposter with 10 laps to go. This might actually be the battle for the win. Here comes Dragalia Lost around the Imposter in the 34. And Raccoon now left in the dust behind our lead, behind the 34. But now it's the battle between these 2 for the lead as Daisy's the next one they have to run down for a lap position. But Daisy's already 3 laps down. She doesn't have much more to lose. Coming into the closing laps of this race, who's going to be the one to win it all? These 2 have been both won races this season. Hubris won at Las Vegas. The 25 won that infamous rain shortened or power outage shortened race. Oh, wait, what? Squid Games has been black flagged. I think he was caught speeding on pit road. Yeah, it says in the thing he's been black flagged, so he must have been speeding on pit road, and now he's gonna pit again to serve the black flag. I've never seen the AI get black flagged before. No wait, that happened at Talladega too. Yeah, he's gonna come back down and serve that penalty. So problems for the 01, who is running in the top 5, now has to serve that black flag. And after that oil leak. Oh man, they're showing us the black flag. Looks like the cops are speeding on pit road. They'll have to sit here in the pits for 15 seconds. But these two have now gotten away from Raccoon, who's actually been passed by Bob the Builder for 3rd. Bob the Builder looking for another good top 3 finish for their good season so far. Now Sanic is going to be the last cube in the top 5, followed by BV. Trolling has actually lost a lot of positions. But right now, the battle to watch right now is between these two potentially for the win. Let's see if Dragalia Lost can put up anything against Hubris for the race win. Gets a bit of a draft on the front straightaway. They both take the inside. Oh, Hubris a little bit loose. Coming out of turn 1, the 25 is there with 3 laps to go. Or actually 2.5 laps to go. Hubris still not running the best they can right now. 2 to go this time by. These two still very closely battling for the lead. Bob the Builder right there in 3rd, gaining some spot now to less than a second. Gaining very quickly. Coming to the white flag this time by. Does Dragalia Lost have anything to do to battle for with Hubris for the win? Loses a little bit of momentum in turns 1 and 2. Hubris actually gained a lot of momentum there, but can Dragalia Lost do anything right now? No, looks like she's going to lose a little bit more. She tries to take the outside, but it's not going to be enough. Hubris wins for the 2nd time this season at the Monster Mile. And then 25 comes home 2nd. Bob the Builder with a great run at the end comes home 3rd. Raccoon comes home 4th. Sanix 5th. As we look at the rest of the field, BV comes home 6th. Another good run for that team. Dumb Cat comes home 7th. Trolling 8th, Sheepmobile another good run 9th, and Jinx comes home 10th after finishing last at Talladega, and a pretty sizable retirement list from the race today. And that is the end of today's race. We'll see you back again in 2 days for Kansas, but thank you all for watching today for this exciting race here at Dover. And we'll see you then.